Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you guys how to draw from a photograph more accurately. This is Emma from Russia, so I'm going to use this photograph for today's lesson because I think not only Emma is beautiful here, but the facial expression is kind of a bit hard to nail down. And I want to show you guys, no matter how hard the reference is, you still can draw accurately. And this is the final drawing, scanned. Okay, so we're not going to use grid or tracing papers or projectors. Yes, you can draw accurately just by using your hand and your pencil. It's called pencil and thumb method. Although it's not really pencil and thumb in my case, I use a slightly modified method. So what is pencil and thumb method? Let's say you want to measure the length from here to here. The length from this eye corner to this corner. Basically, you place your pencil like this. Place your pencil tip at one of the corner, and you place your thumb at the other end of the corner. Hold it, then you transfer the length to your paper. Super easy. Everybody can do it. Even Mr. Bean could do it too. Now I said I use modified method. So I often work on smaller papers like this one here, and measuring small things becomes more difficult. So instead using my thumb, I just place my pencil like this. Let's say we're measuring the eyelid. I just compare it to my pencil. So if you look closer, my pencil has a lot of marks, or in this case lines. Line here, another line here, 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 here. This way I can easily measure smaller objects accurately without actually using my thumb. So let's begin by covering the paper using some graphite powder. You don't have to do this. It's just easier for me if I have something to work with. I'm trying to mark the eye, nose and the mouth. And because I'm not measuring anything, I might do some mistakes, but that's totally fine. It's just I love working with lighter middle value rather than white paper is all. And I'm so sorry guys, this is only the sketching part. If you want to watch the full time-lapse, you can watch it on my next video. I want to make a clean video for Emma without me talking and mumbling like a crazy person. So I have to separate the tutorial and the time-lapse. First thing I want to do is drawing the eye line. It's not horizontal as you can see in the photograph. It's slightly going up. I'm trying my best to follow that angle. Then I decide where I want to lay down the eye outer corner. It could be here, here, here. This is really up to you. It doesn't really matter. Then I find the other eye corner by measuring from our first dot, using pencil and thumb I mentioned earlier. It is important to measure carefully. These two dots are our main most important dots, and everything else should resolve around these two. The next step is to find the inner corner dot. To do this, we simply measure from our first dot. Then I draw line. Now, the exact location could be here, here or here. So we pinpoint the location by measuring the distance from our horizontal line. Then we confirm it by measuring from our second dot. Now you find the other inner corner eye using the same method. Measure from the first dot, draw a line, then measure the distance. Dot number 3 and 4 are the second most important dots. From here, I'm going to develop the eyes a little bit. The right eye, as you see, there's not much detail in it. So I'm just following my horizontal line as a guide and sketch it freehand. So like I said before, measuring small things could be cumbersome. so I don't use my thumb. Instead, I measure and compare using just my pencil. Measuring the nose is more so the same, guys. We measure from our first dot, but this time I don't draw a line, but I draw a circle around the first dot. Then as far as we know, a dot could be here, here, or anywhere else along the circle. Then we pinpoint the location by measuring from our second dot. If you measure correctly, there is only one possible match for the distance, and it should be exactly here. Then I develop the nose and sketch the nostril. Same story with the other side of her nose. Measure from our first dot, draw a circle, then measure from the second dot. So, if you guys want to watch how I draw a realistic eye or nose in more detail, there are some tutorials on my YouTube. Also, I do a lot of drawings, children drawings, female drawings, portrait drawings, tutorials, and in the future, I'm going to do oil painting as well. So help me out guys, subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share it to the world, your friends, even the alien out there wants to know about my videos. I really appreciate all of your support for this channel guys. So I measure the other objects the same way. So how do I measure this dot? Same way guys. Measure from the first dot, draw some lines, then pinpoint the location using the second dot. If you're unsure, you can confirm it using either dot number 3 or 4. This is why dot number 3 and 4 are our secondary dot. It's just there for confirmation. What about this dot? Same again. This dot, exactly the same. So why measure only from the first and second dot? Well, because if you make mistake, you don't carry on the mistake throughout the entire drawing. Let's say you miscalculate the nose. Then you measure the mouth from the nose. Of course, the mouth would be slightly off because the nose wasn't correct in the first place. I find that this measuring system is the most reliable when drawing from a photograph. I can't say much about live drawing, but I would say this is a great exercise to train our eye rather than using grid or tracing. I don't do live drawing because I usually draw people from other countries. So of course it's just easier for them to send photographs to me rather than I go to their countries or they go to my country, if that makes sense. And sometimes I don't measure everything, and I just guess, and then after I guess, I measure to confirm it. Why? Because I believe not everything should be exactly like in the photograph. We're not copying photograph here. Who cares if the hand looks slightly off to the left? Who cares if the hair looks a bit bigger than the photograph? It still looks like, in this case, Emma, right? So what is likeness? How do we capture likeness in a portrait? Well, that's another topic for another video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share, so you don't miss my next videos. And don't forget to also check out how I convert this sketch into a full portrait drawing here. Thanks guys!